budget meeting on the Downtown Special Assessment Fund, and we're joined by Mr. Fiorito, who is what's your official title? Czar of
asking me?
Downtown, or?
Chairman of Downtown.
Czar of
Chairman,
Downtown.
Executive Director, who makes it very easy for me.
Yes. So.
I don't have to do anything.
So I think maybe if you want to have some opening remarks, America, or what?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you
Thank you.
just start us off with that?
Sure. So I circulated to each of your stations just a packet to review before we jump into the budget numbers. And so put together on the top page is the actual map of our downtown district. So the Downtown Committee is actually celebrating its 50th anniversary year this year. We were formed back in 1975 when the public and private sector came together, understanding that a higher level of resources was needed to be invested in the center of our city. Our mission is downtown's continued revitalization and vibrancy. And we have an 82-block district, which is the Downtown Special Assessment District, bound by 690 to the north, the current 81 Viaduct to the east, Adams Street is our southern boundary, and then Onondaga Creek is our western boundary. The second slide shows you our board of directors. So we're joined by several board members here today. Obviously, Tony as the chairman of our board of directors. We have Joanne Gagliano, who is our vice chair, Melissa Zell, who is our secretary, Ed Riley, who is our treasurer, Taylor Surratt, who is the owner of Black Citizens Brigade, Sue Katzoff, Cities Corporation Council, and Nicole Simolis, who is the owner of Sky Armory and a downtown resident.
Okay, great.
On the next page, we have at the top of that the list of our downtown committee staff members organized by department. So we have over 20 staff members that work as part of the downtown committee. The lower chart on page 2, which is slide number 4, gives you an overview of our structure. And what we find is the downtown committee provides a number of different services that sometimes it's hard to get your mind around all the different areas in which we work. So this flow chart is a really helpful way to look at it. So the downtown committee, we are governed by our board of directors, who is appointed by the mayor. 11 of our 15 board members have to be downtown special assessment payers, which is very important because that is the entity that is making the recommendation to the mayor about what the downtown special assessment budget should be and what services should be delivered to the district. I, as executive director, report to our board of directors, and then we have a professional staff that implements our programs. So we operate within economic development, marketing communications, security officers, environmental maintenance and beautification. We've got some parking lots that we operate, and then we also get involved with neighborhood engagement, which I'll go into more later. Within our downtown committee marketing team, we also host a number of events, which I'll get into later as well, but these are events that many of you have attended as well. On page 3, which is slide 5, this is a helpful graphic with the circles here to identify what it is that we do for downtown Syracuse. So we obviously deliver a lot of programs and services to the district, but we are focused on securing resources for a vibrant downtown Syracuse. So in blue, those are the activities of the Downtown Committee of Syracuse. Several years ago, we also established a Downtown Syracuse Foundation, which is in purple. That's our 501c3 entity that we use to secure additional grants and sponsorships and contributions that our downtown committee as a C4 is unable to secure. We get involved with a lot of partnerships and engagement with people and businesses for downtown Syracuse. We obviously have the special assessment, which funds our operations, but then we also secure earned revenue through the different events that we host. So sponsorships, ticket sales, booth sales, any surplus from those events goes back into our bottom line and specifically supporting our marketing communications team. We have parking lots that provide revenue for the downtown committee. We also get involved in fee-for-service contracts, so service delivery around environmental maintenance or security programs. Our foundation secures donations and contributions, and we have Nicole Simolis, who is the president of our Downtown Foundation, as well as a Downtown Committee board member. And then both the Downtown Committee and the Downtown Syracuse Foundation are able to go after different grants to benefit the downtown district. So as far as the downtown special assessment funds, they fund a series of specific services for the district. Environmental maintenance is probably one of our most visible, and our goal here is to ensure downtown is attractive, clean, and accessible. So we have crew members out that are litter picking, removing graffiti, sidewalk flushing, hosing out doorways when needed. In the winter months, providing snow plowing assistance to property owners because it still is a property owner's responsibility for snow clearing. We provide some additional assistance. And in the summer months, we're mowing lawns, trimming hedges, weeding, replacing street furniture. On page 4, the top slide there, slide number 7, shows you some of our beautification and enhancement activities. So we do secure additional resources through the grants and fundraising to deliver additional enhancements to the downtown district. So one of the most visible is our hanging flower basket. So every year, 335 hanging flower baskets get installed throughout the district. And then the 3 laborers that we hire each year are 100% paid for through contributions and donations.
And your grant writing is all in-house or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you work with our people at all, our grants people at all?
We do. So we will oftentimes, because our focus is the downtown area and our economic development team maintains a database of the downtown properties, we work very closely with a number of the city departments. For any grant writing, we will usually collaborate with the neighborhood and business development team or the mayor's office, or it could be the parks department on priorities that we would like to see happen within the downtown district. And we'll divide up the work, and then whichever entity makes the most sense will then go after the resources, but always in collaboration with the City of Syracuse departments.
Okay.
We also do flower plantings. Cafe lighting is another area. We've lit Bank Alley. We've lit the area next to City Hall Commons. We also have put in street tree lights along Salina and Armory Square to help connect the Marriott Syracuse downtown to areas within Armory for the visitor perspective. Our security team, slide number 8, is also a very visible component. So our goal is to proactively address constituent needs and quality of life concerns to maintain downtown status as one of the safest neighborhoods. So we hire retired law enforcement officers, typically retired Syracuse police officers, that patrol downtown on foot, or we do have a vehicle for inclement weather. They act as a liaison between our business community, the Syracuse police, and then in more recent years as a liaison between different social service support and behavioral health care providers for some of the mental health and substance use disabilities that we've been seeing in the downtown area. We respond to calls to 423 HELP, which is a non-emergency phone number that anyone within the downtown district can call for a quick response from our security team. We offer personal safety seminars to businesses, offering common sense safety tips. And then we also have a series of security cameras that are throughout the downtown district. These are items that we have either received donations to purchase or have gone after grant funds to secure, but we work in partnership with the Syracuse Police Department to tie them right into the SPD system. And then, again, it's trying to figure out who can leverage the resources to be able to add this improvement to downtown. So those are tied right into the SPD system, and we work closely with the Syracuse Police on additional areas.
The locations of those.
Yep, they're right on slide number 8. So they're, you'll see some yellow dots.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yep. So the yellow dots are the items, probably 15 or 16 of those that were secured through grant funds. Then there were some red dotted cameras that are down around the Salina Onondaga Street area that our Southern Downtown Neighborhood Association contributed funds to allow us to purchase the cameras. And then we worked with the Syracuse Police Department's camera vendor to install them and tie them into the SPD system. On page number 5, top slide is a quick overview of our economic development team. So our economic development team addresses opportunities to further development and growth throughout downtown by providing resources and support. One of our most valuable tools is our downtown database of properties. So at any given time, we can get a good understanding of what's happening in the market. If businesses are looking for space, we can put together a tailored list of what type of office or retail space might suit their needs, as well as who they can contact. We can give that to the prospective business to set up tours on their own, or we can also act as kind of like a warm handoff to help set up tours and explain the benefits of certain locations based on foot traffic or the type of business. We collect, analyze, and present market data and trends. So we use that information to provide spring and fall commercial occupancy reports. We produce reports on downtown demographics, number of new businesses that have opened, retail occupancy. So we are a source for a lot of downtown information on the market that helps not only businesses, but also property owners and developers and financing institutions, anyone who's looking for information on the strength of the downtown market. We also have special programming that addresses street-level vacancies, so that can manifest in either a pop-up retail program or most visibly an Art in the Windows program, where we pair artists with owners of available storefronts who would like to have something more than paper activating their windows, and also displays artwork from our local artists. Slide number 10 is an overview of our marketing and communications team. And our goal is to promote downtown Syracuse as a vibrant destination and support our businesses by raising visibility and encouraging exploration of downtown's assets. We have a website, downtownsyracuse.com, where you can find pretty much all information you'd ever want to know about the downtown Syracuse district. We have about 20,000 followers across our social media platforms, and 6,000 individuals receive our weekly newsletters, which is something we started years ago because we always used to hear, and I think you can relate to this, that there's nothing to do downtown. And so we wanted to make sure that we were putting information out into the public of all the things there are to do downtown. So one of our biggest challenges now is siphoning that information down so it's still digestible information. But we do a lot of information push out to the public. We also have earned media. So that is advertising that we don't have to pay for. So when we put out press releases on a new business opening or a business that's celebrating a certain anniversary or our Dining Weeks promotion, those are all earned media or free stories that the media channels pick up and help to promote downtown Syracuse. We have a lot of different brochures, whether it's a list of businesses, historic walking tour brochures, public art brochures, parking brochures. Again, a lot of information that makes it clear what is available in downtown Syracuse. We have commercials that we run, so starting in May, you'll start to see our Let's Do Downtown Syracuse commercials airing again for the summer months. And then to support businesses, we also help them with strategy about social media or how to get the attention of news outlets for events that they have.
Who do you work with for those commercials?
It varies. Our current commercial, the Let's Do Downtown Syracuse, was shot by Black Cub Productions, and then we worked with some employees of Mower to develop the strategy and then actually do the media placements.
So just to go over, I mean, as far as the special, I mean, with the special assessment levy and the program revenue, it's basically, there's no, obviously no money coming from the city, basically, special assessment. The program revenue covers
so
everything.
special assessment, and then we do for the city of Syracuse, we have a couple of different agreements. So one of those you'll see within our environmental maintenance line, page 222. Under special projects, that is the budget line that we use to purchase trash cans, benches, flowers. We have a 50-50 cost sharing agreement with the city. That's every 5 years. So if we spend up to $30,000, the city will reimburse us for $15,000, and then typically we do spend more than that. And then on top of that, if you go to our marketing department, which is page 221, under promotions, that is what houses our holiday program. So we have a cost-sharing agreement with the city of Syracuse to do the holiday decorations that you see throughout downtown, and that is specifically the wreaths.
Okay.
That's a 4-year agreement. So that is the funds coming in from the city.
That's the long-standing one, isn't it?
It is. Well, every 4 years, we put out a new RFP.
Right.
So right now,
What year are we in?
we have, this upcoming winter will be our last year on that contract. And one of the items that we're looking at with our board of directors is revisiting our downtown holiday program. So we try to cover as much area as possible, but we've had those decorations for many years. And so we'd like to engage the board and other stakeholders in what do we want to do for the holidays? And if there's an aspirational number, what do we need to be looking at to make our downtown holiday decorations a little bit more vibrant? The street tree lights are up year-round. Those are grant funds that we secured from the city of Syracuse, and those stay up all year round, but the holiday decorations and the holiday program is something we're looking at.
Maybe we can get a live tree back in Clinton Square instead of that.
On
Be
page
more
6,
festive, I think, that live tree.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, see?
You get the smell of pines, you know.
Traditional.
year-round.
Yeah, see, there you go. Pretty
disagree.
pine smells.
on page 6 is an overview of our signature events. So there are a number of events that happen throughout downtown. A handful of those are organized by the Downtown Committee and intended to support our constituents. So page number 6, which is slide 11, imagery of our Downtown Dining Weeks promotion, which happens the first 2 weeks of March. We do our spring and fall progress breakfast, which I know you have attended before, but sold out crowds of about 430 individuals that are coming to learn all of the exciting developments underway in the downtown district. Our Earth Day cleanup with 270 volunteers is coming up this Saturday. So you'll see a number of volunteers out in their green shirts, picking up litter and providing a tangible impact for downtown. And then we also, on slide number 12, have our Downtown Farmers Market, which will be kicking off in June. Our annual meeting and awards will happen also in June, and that's where we provide a State of Downtown report to capture all the exciting investments underway. Our Syracuse Arts and Crafts Festival was started years ago as a way to create a reason for people to come into downtown and then come down for the event and then learn about all the different restaurants and businesses in the area. And then on slide number 12, you'll also see an example of our holiday decorations, which is what we cost share with on the city. So we do the wreaths throughout downtown's blocks, and then we also host a window wonderland decorating contest for storefront businesses with financial prizes. There's an online voting. Usually about 40+ businesses participate, and our Downtown Syracuse Foundation provides a prize to first, second, and third place winners. On page number 7, slide 13, again, that's kind of the overview of what we do as the Downtown Committee. I can expand a bit on the neighborhood engagement component. So obviously, in addition to our regular Downtown Committee Board of Directors meetings, we also convene different neighborhood and business associations every month. So we have an Armory Square Association, a Hanover Square Association, a Cathedral Square Association, as well as a Southern Downtown Neighborhood Association. Some of those are actually 501c3 or 4 entities. Some of those are more ad hoc. But the reason we do that is to once a month provide a convening location where people are able to ask questions, learn about what's happening in the district. We find by hosting those meetings that it helps us be more aware of what's happening throughout downtown, because we've got our business and employees, business owners and employees coming to those meetings and sharing concerns, sharing opportunities, and the police department does have a presence at each of those meetings as well. And so again, always proactive information sharing.
So that's all part of our downtown area?
Yes.
Armory Square and all the other
Yep.
entities? Okay,
We
so
have-
we're all together.
Altogether, we have kind of 8 different designated neighborhoods throughout downtown.
Got it.
4 of those have active neighborhood associations, and we as the Downtown Committee every month convene those in different times, different locations. But we do the meeting agendas, we do the minutes, we do the email notifications. If there's any follow-up that's needed between the meetings, we make sure to get the right person there to talk about the program or the project or to give the update. And so that's a way for us to keep a lot of our small business owners, but also employees engaged with what's happening downtown.
This includes all of our law firms, financial
Yep.
businesses. Oh, that's good.
Yep. Yeah. And then slide number 14, our primary sources of revenue. So we have obviously the special assessment. The special assessment is impacted by 4 factors. So there is a top line special assessment numbers, and then that number gets then divided among the properties based on their location within downtown, the property's assessed value, their linear frontage, and whether it's an exempt or non-exempt property. There's a different weighting scale that's used. We also secure revenue through earned revenue, such as the sponsorships, the ticket sales, the booth fees for our different events, as well as transportation, which is we operate 2 parking lots. One of those is across from National Grid on Franklin Street, which we use for evenings and weekends and events. And we have another one that's located just north of the former Post Standard building.
So with the parking lots that we have, so it's pay as you go, like on Saturdays and Sundays. So does the downtown committee get a portion of those parking sales?
We, only for the lots that we have lease agreements on, so we rent actually 2 parking lots from National Grid. So
Okay.
we pay to lease those parking lots, and that's totally outside the special assessment. Those pay for themselves, but we have a parking lot attendant that is there evenings as well as Saturdays and Sundays. And so all of the revenue generated in those lots, after our expenses, we keep. And that goes back into supporting our downtown committee activities. And then we have one lot that's off of Harold Place. It's between Clinton and Salina Streets. That has 24 spaces that we lease out on a monthly basis for permit holders. And then, like during the tree lighting, we'll open it for a special event. But so that revenue, after we pay all of our fees, does come to the downtown committee and support our programs. And then I mentioned our grants and agreements. So on the back page, hitting the home stretch, slide number 15 gives you a return on our investment. So for every dollar of downtown special assessment dollars invested into the downtown committee, we generate an additional $1.38, multiplying that additional investment and its impact on our community. Additional programming that we offer to downtown that's supported through these outside funding sources. Examples include the hanging flower baskets, some of the public art you've seen. So whether it's murals, we have a utility box art program that's active right now. Those are all paid through outside sources. They also support amenity and public infrastructure. So the street tree lights that you see, 9 blocks of downtown, will soon be adding 3 more blocks thanks to some grant funds secured. You'll see those on Jefferson Street to help tie together our theater district between Landmark and Civic Center. You'll see cafe lights and Bank Alley, the Bank Alley cafe lights. I mentioned the City Place lights. We secured a $500,000 grant from New York State for downtown's first public playground, which is in partnership with the City Parks Department. That'll be going in at the Creek Walk Trailhead next to the Most. We've secured and put in chess tables for Hanover Square, working again in partnership with the Parks Department on the placement. We've purchased park signage to label parks within downtown, and then we've worked with partners like the Most to purchase play items and cost shared, like the dinosaur skull that's currently on their front lawn. I mentioned our different events that we operate, again, which generate additional revenue. We have a series of service agreements that provide additional security and maintenance that's in addition to what the downtown special assessment pays for, because the downtown special assessment does not allow us to do everything that downtown needs. And then we have go after different grants for the downtown district. So I mentioned here that property improvements, we go after Main Street grants from New York State. These types of property improvements increase the city's assessment base. We are a 7-time award winner, which is something we're really proud of the New York Main Street Grant Program. We're their most awarded not-for-profit entity in New York State. We've invested almost $1.5 million through grant funds, leveraging over $50 million of improvements to the downtown district. We've done grant writing support in partnership with the city of Syracuse, which has resulted in $17 million or more of grant funds secured for the downtown Syracuse area. And then we do event support. So a couple years ago, the Syracuse Common Council put in the budget the Syracuse Cultural Festivals Fund. We are the administrator of that program, and to date, 71 city events. So these are events that happen citywide, but 71 events have been supported through those Syracuse Cultural Festival Fund dollars. So that is an overview of what we as the Downtown Committee provide for the downtown district. I'd be happy to answer any questions about what you find as far as the numbers within your book. Again, as always, we're prioritizing a clean and safe downtown district, retaining talent, but then also positioning downtown Syracuse for continued growth through the programs and services that we offer.
Any questions from my
Yeah.
colleagues?
On the farmer's market, with the expenditures, how much do we get in return? I mean, from the farmers, when they make, how much comes back to the downtown committee?
So the farmers market event just breaks even. Last year, we did invest more into the advertising because with the introduction of hybrid work environments, it changed
Right.
foot traffic all around. So we did invest more last year in advertising to make people aware of the farmer's market. We keep our farmer's market fees pretty low. So I think a booth for a farmer for the season
Yeah.
is $250. It may be 200. So we keep the fees for the farmers very low because we want to make sure that they are, we need farmers for the farmers market. So we've been ramping up our sponsorships around the farmers market. So we do have a presenting sponsor this year for our farmers market, which is Community Bank. And that will help us to pay for the advertising. And then Onondaga County, their Ag and Markets line provides us funding to help us pay for a farmers market manager to do all of the coordinating, the securing vendors, the layouts, all the permits.
So they're making a profit by coming here. That's beneficial, I would think.
They
think
used to
they
they used to
also-
make more of a profit when
Yeah.
I think just right shopping patterns have changed.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but we are excited with some new vendors this year that we've been going after. We did a survey at the end of last season to give us a sense of people who currently come to the market. How do they want to use it? And if you're not yet coming to the market, why aren't you coming? What would you like to see? And so we took that feedback into vendor
We
selection.
saw last year was he had an organic farmer.
Yep.
Which I thought was very good,
Yeah.
organic food, so.
And people definitely appreciate the organic farming.
Yeah.
We do last year, and we're continuing again this year. We are a very high user of the EBT program for our customers. Last year, we signed up for the Double Up Food Bucks program, which means if someone is swiping their EBT card for $10, by us participating in this program, they actually get $20 to spend at the market. So it's a win for the customer, it's a win for the farmer, and it's a win for our market because it attracts more ways to use revenue.
Especially the challenge some of our neighborhoods
Yep.
face as far as getting fresh
Yeah, so the
produce.
dollar goes twice as far
Yeah,
by coming
and
to the
it's-
downtown
and
market.
Downtown's fairly accessible to those neighborhoods too, so that's great to hear.
Yeah, we have a high, obviously the downtown employees, but where a majority of our customers come from are the near south side and the near west side
Yeah,
neighborhoods.
near west side, yeah. Any other questions from my colleagues? I go back a long ways with the downtown committee, and I remember when downtown wasn't as inviting and exciting a place as it was. And I can't think of a more collaborative, beneficial programming than our collaboration has been over the years. And I really appreciate all you do for downtown. And I think I would like to just ask you one question for all, maybe all you to ponder. As downtown changes, because I remember when nobody lived downtown. Now we have a significant population downtown. How many people do we have living? Is it
Nearly 5,000.
5,000. I think we have to be more cognizant of the things that we do downtown, especially as far as events go, and how they impact our residents in the downtown area. I think some of the events that we have are beneficial to everybody, and I think some other events maybe aren't as beneficial to those downtown residents. It'd be just like having festivals up in any of our city neighborhoods that maybe are, not as effective as some of the stuff we have downtown. So if there's no other questions, I just thank you for all you do.
Yeah, thank you. I have one question. Do you work with neighborhood business development and try to get businesses downtown? I know one of the questions is that as we increase our residency in the city, there's a need for a pharmacy, I think, would be nice.
That is on our retail wish list.
Okay.
It was, when Rite Aid closed, that was a challenge because we
Right.
have a number of neighbors that live, like in this YMCA, the senior apartments in particular.
Yeah.
And then when it closed on West Onondaga Street.
What a
But if you got
difference.
anybody, we have a former pharmacy technician here working.
Right.
Who
All
might
my
do,
years, so I remember I started with Faze, Eckerd, Rite Aid, Walgreens. And I actually covered a Rite Aid downtown. But I remember back in the day when we had drugstores open 7 days a week. And it was, not many people lived downtown.
Yeah.
So people lived on the north side. If they needed a pharmacy, so they would go downtown to Dawes. And that was great.
It's a very important business, as is hopefully a grocery store, now that we're
We
approaching.
would like to see
number,
that. Again,
yeah.
we used to have grocery
There's
stores.
a number that we've been told to hit, and have, if we do, there's the ability for Whole Foods, or one of the major trade
Yeah,
shows.
one time we had
That's what
A&P on
that's
East
what we need,
Fayette, we had
Marty.
Mohegan Markets, we had supermarkets, drugstores. And now people are moving downtown and like, this is what we want.
Is there a number, Tony? I mean,
I think
is there
we've been
like a
told,
number?
America, right?
that-
5,000 is
created-
their number, okay,
Oh,
not our
the
number.
critical mass?
Yeah,
Where we start becoming more attractive to larger operators.
Larger operators, okay.
yeah, you wouldn't believe the number of, you know, over the past 10 years, number of major, market providers that we've talked to.
Right.
They kept coming back with 5,000.
I know there's a couple stores down Armory Square that sell
yeah.
fresh fruit and vegetables, yeah.
Yeah, one of the-
We do have a couple that
Yeah.
do supply what we need, but not, not the overall market, which I think
No.
would be
Yeah, One of the items, to build off of Tony's point, that we had purchased this past year is a subscription to Placer, which is like pedestrian counting software. But it will give us, this is something that a lot of other downtowns and cities use to get an understanding of usage of their downtown districts, but also there are components of it that can help us understand retail leakage. Help, again, give us more insights into where people are going outside of the area to spend their dollars, and might there be opportunities to attract those types of businesses downtown. But we do work very closely with the neighborhood, specifically the business development team.
And you work with our local state representatives too for any kind of grants or funding that might enhance, it's much like, Assemblyman Manueli got for the landmark, which has, enabled us to get those shows.
Been a game changer.
It was a game changer too. Is there any other questions? Nope. Okay, it's motion to adjourn?
Sure, so be.
Okay, second? Okay, we're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.